Call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Yahweh Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth who rule well, as it is written in 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 17, who taught me this truth, the righteous men that learned from them. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that have been scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. This is Matazah Lacham. I got up this morning, I was watching a video, by one of the brothers out there, Zadok Iamram. He went off into how Utah is pushing a digital ID. Okay, and I was thinking about what was going on with it, right? And I'm thinking like, well, if that's the case, then, and since Esau Edom is adverse to all that go, it's adverse to all righteousness, instead of going from the east coast to the west coast, he's going to go start from the west coast to the east coast as far as implementing this digital all. Don't know. Listen to this.
Are what we're seeing in front of us with this digital ID system announcements a fulfillment of the scripture in Revelation chapter 13 verses 16 and 17, which says the following: He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand and their foreheads, that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Most of you just heard in Vietnam, millions of bank accounts were shut down because people did not link them to their new biometric IDs. The Prime Minister of UK came out and said the following.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Well, very clear. In one sense, these IDs are supposed to promote convenience and security. And to some degree, you know, we all have all kinds of things on our phones. Most of us now pay with our phones. And so to have an ID on your phone will make things more convenient. But there's a trick to that. And while technologies are, owned by banks and social media companies, when the government holds all of those keys together, our money, our health, our travel, our social media, and even our ability to speak freely, like in UK, you cannot do that nowadays, it does open door for control and punishment at the flip of a switch. For us as Christians, this is not about fear, but recognizing the danger of centralized power when it comes down to freedom, privacy, and our faith. So, is this the mark of the beast? Not yet, but it does condition the world for it.
Okay. So what they're doing right now, see, these evangelical Christians have been watching, okay? They have been watching the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, because we're the only ones that are talking about the M.O.T.B., aka the mark of the beast, is the radio frequency identification biodigital ID. Okay? And the only way that you can apply it is it has to be applied underneath the skin. Okay? This is what's going on. Okay? These people, they just don't get it. Our people have been inundated with fear for decades of these Edomites, to where now all of a sudden everybody in America fears the goddamn government. Listen, as I think that this was written by not Abraham Lincoln, but Benjamin Franklin, or one of those Freemason Edomites back in the 1700s. It says that when the people, no, that's right. It says, when the government fears the people, there is liberty. But when the people when the government fears the people, there is liberty. But when the people fear the government, it's tyranny. And this tyranny is what they're trying to push. Okay, just like you said in the Edomite, that's what he says. Okay, Now, let me see. Let me go over here to. Okay, go from there. Boom. To my images again, and we're going to go through here and see if I can find that map of the United States, of the 10 parts of America, Babylon the Great. It's 10 parts of it, right? And if I can find it, it should be in here. It's a map of the United States that I had taken a picture a couple of years ago. And it shows the 10 parts of America, where it says the 10th part of the city fell in the book of Revelation. I'm going to get that and put those titles two together if I can find that map. Damn, where is it? Salakia. I hate having to, but sometimes the spirit just goes where it wants to, I try to have a plan, but it just does what it wants. And there's nothing I can do about it. There it is. Boom. Boom. Okay. The 10th part of the city. Okay. Now, in Utah, up by Seattle, Washington, Denver, that's where they're starting this digital ID. That's where they're starting it at. Okay. And they're probably going to go from the West Coast to the East Coast. Okay. Now, they haven't said anything about Hawaii, but I'm sure the brother at GMS Hawaii Bob will let us know out there in Hawaii, in the islands down here at the bottom down. See, Guam, Hawaii, those type of things. What's going on with Japheth, the land, what's going on in the land of Japheth, because these goddamn Edomites have been going throughout the entire world, telling them, the entire world, they can just do whatever they want to do. I think it was either Pete Hegseth the other day said, we can just do whatever we want to do. We can kill whoever we want to kill. Okay? So, or unalive whoever we want to unalive. Let's try to keep it politically correct, because these Edomite devils trying to shadow ban the videos and stop the information from coming out. And so, that's probably more than likely what they're going to do is they're going to start from the west and go east, because these devils, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is adverse to all wicked, all righteousness. He's the wicked. Like it says in Job chapter 9, verse 24, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. But as far as this digital ID, let's go and the global push for digital ID in Utah. Boom. Alrighty. Utah digital ID. Hold on. Okay, looks to state launch digital ID. Here it is. Here it is. Utah looks to launch state-approved digital ID focused on privacy and security. Okay. Will it let me push the thing? I don't know. I don't think it'll let me, man. Okay. Okay. Damn. Won't let you, huh? Wow. All right, hold on. I don't know. I think it's thinking. I finally got it to go to work.
A big change could be coming to how you
Salakia. I don't know. I was watching.
Prove who you are. Utah State.
Wow. See, ain't nothing I can do, y'all. I'm really trying. Okay. Yeah, I guess they don't want you to know about this information or something. I have no clue. I'm going to have to try to find me a different outlet.
State is considering rolling out a digital ID to help prove who you are in your online dealings. But with data breaches on the rise, Jim Spiewak asked if...
Okay, it'll take me forever to get through this video then, in this case. Okay.
If this can be a game changer for your online safety and security.
Oh, wow, man. What the fuck? You see that? Palantir just check to... What the fuck, man? You go... Wow. It's all good. Yeah, hurry up and come get me out of the way so I can go speak to the Lord face to face. Because you goddamn devils, ain't no sense in us being scared of it.
You control your identity. You should control your...
Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to try another video. This is bullshit. Okay. All right, I'll just read it myself. If it'll let me go back. Wow, man. Satan is a motherfucker, boy. Why me? God damn the luck, man. Come on, man. Oh, wow. Okay, whatever. So I just go into biblical scriptures there. That's all I can do. Okay, let's go to Habakkuk. Wow, man. I mean, just wow. Will not allow me to do nothing. Okay. Did anybody see that shit? Okay. I'm like, wow, you mother boy. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And it is not tarrying at all. Okay? Let's go get it. Ecclesiasticus. Oh my God. What is this now? Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 1. Set thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thine heart. And 2/3 of our people are going to walk into the clutches, into the arms of the devil the Bible speaks of, Esau, Edom, under this digital ID implementation. Okay, they're going to walk straight into it, man, because they're tripping about the holidays. There's no food for the turkey, or no money for the turkey. There's no money for Christmas. So, and a lot of our people out there, along with a lot of these Edomite Caucasians, are dependent on the government, okay, for food and sustenance and self-sufficiency to participate in society. But now that they're going everything's digital, it's a bad idea, okay? They're trying to get rid of this fiat currency because nobody wants to deal with it anymore. Nobody trusts Donald Trump, Agent Orange. The tariffs are destroying the American people, okay? I mean, come on, man. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 3. And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long-suffering, he will in no wise let thee go. So it is a bad deal to continue on in sin and iniquity, thinking that the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, is not going to catch up to you. It's going to catch up to you, man. One day you're going to jump in a car, you're going to go someplace, and you ain't going to make it back. Okay? Or you could get on a bus and some lunatic might have a gun and decide to hold the place up. You stand up and say, hey, man, I got to get to work. And he popped you 2 or 3 times in the chest. Okay? There are different scenarios and different ways that the Most High will use his death angels, okay, that stand on his left side, that are spirits of vengeance that will do and will not transgress his word, as it is written in Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 27. So like it. Right? Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin. And sin unto sin is iniquity, right? And say not, his mercy is great, for he will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners. So, for you to say that you're already saved with that evangelical Christian bullshit, no. The only people that are going to be saved are the elect, the remnant of the seed of the house of Israel. That's it. And he only gave his law, statutes, and commandments to the Israelites. He didn't give them to all nations. So the only people that he's coming back to save are the remnant amongst the Israelites that received the laws of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because in his eyesight, all the rest of the heathen nations are wild brute beasts, because they don't have a law, statutes, and commandments that governs them in a righteous fashion. Those laws, statutes, and commandments were given by the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, to his chosen people. As a nation, as a race. It doesn't matter if you believe that you're a spiritual Israelite. You're fucked. And now with this digital ID, if you take the digital ID, you're screwed that way. Now, I tried to show you a video, but it wants to buffer for some strange reason. I'm like, damn, I can't win. Okay? Right? Now, and say not his, okay, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. The day of vengeance, the days of the God's vengeance are here. You are in the midst of it, and it's going to steadily go downhill on a 45-degree angle, coated with axle grease on roller skates. Okay? It's going to get worse and worse and worse, week by week by week. Okay? Donald Trump already said that, okay, although the judge said that it's mandatory for him to give the people benefits, it's not going to do any good. Okay? Because he's talking about giving you either a third of it or giving you half of the contingency $5 billion program. That's it. You ain't getting no more or less. Okay? Right? So that ain't going to work, right? Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So you're going to have faith in order to receive the salvation here in these last days. What is faith? Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, for by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High God, so that things which are seen are not made of things which do appear. Okay? NLT. By faith, we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command, so what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. Okay? Because no man has ever seen the Most High God. However, and dreams upon and visions upon and about dreams upon the bed and visions upon at night, okay, individuals have claimed to have seen the Most High God. Okay, in my last video, a Gadite woman came by talking shit about she had a dream that she saw the Son of God, and he was talking to her face to face, and he looked like he was from the Mediterranean. He didn't look like no black guy, and I tried to set her straight. No. The Son of God does not look like your conventional white man that you were taught, okay? But this was simply a warning in the spirit, I believe, okay? I speak as a man, but I think it was a warning in the spirit for her to repent. And she didn't have any part or any spiritual repentance within her. She was perfectly content with worshiping gods and idols and worshiping false gods. She had no problem with it, okay? You could tell by the way she was dressed, everything. If you go back and look at my last camp video, me and the brother was out there cussing out to people. People started coming up, tripping on the pictures, those receipts that I had created and put all over the place. Whereas individuals that walk by, they would stop and gander, take a gander. That would, and to me, that's a net that I throw out in order for, as a fisherman, to go fishing to see if I can catch fish. To catch the people, to catch their attention. You see what I'm saying? As they go by in their regular everyday life. You see what I'm saying? All right. So, yeah, like I said before, you got to have faith. If you ain't got faith, you ain't going to make it, man. Okay. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Right? Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me. And that's what I was doing. These people actually believe that they're just going to walk right up in the kingdom of heaven, adding sin unto sin as they go. Believing that there's some goddamn Edomite Caucasian, some white man, Cicero Borgia, with long flowing hair of a woman, is going to save them. Okay? Now, but that's not going to work. Because like I said before, I'm trying to get this damn video. I'm going to just leave the video alone and just read. Okay, now what does it say? Utah looks to launch state-approved digital ID focused on privacy and security. A new kind of ID could be seen to change the way Utahns prove who they are and how they protect that information online. The state requested information from experts about potentially developing a verified digital identity system that would give residents the option to use a state-endorsed credential stored on a digital wallet. Digital wallet? Okay, hold on. Let me go back. I'm gonna get it. Digital wallet. Digital wallet. Wallet more. Boom. Digital wallet. A digital wallet or e-wallet is a software application or online service that securely stores a user's payment information and passwords, allowing them to make electronic transactions without needing physical cash or cards. How it works: a digital wallet acts as a virtual version of your physical wallet, securely storing details like credit card and debit information, bank account details, loyalty program details, coupons and gift cards, event and transport tickets, boarding passes, and in some cases, digital IDs, right? To make a payment in a physical store, the technology typically uses near-field communication, NFC. Users simply tap their smartphone or smartwatch or to a contactless payment terminal for online purchases. The stored information can be used to complete transactions seamlessly without manually entering card details. Security is a key feature. Digital wallets employ tokenization, replacing actual card numbers with a unique one-time use code. What is that one-time use code? 666, right? Because in the cloud, everybody's going to have to opt in. Everyone is going to have to chip in, like Barack Obama had said. So, okay, and this is what they're pushing it on. All this for okay, security is a key feature. Digital wallets employ tokenization and encryption, often requiring biometric authentication, like a fingerprint or digital ID, or a passcode for each transaction. Now, that's going to eventually lead to the M.O.T.B., the biometric entry-exit tracking system, to be implanted underneath your skin. Remember, Donald Trump was trying to push that the last time he was pushing president. Okay? Now they've been trying to push convenience. Okay? All payment methods and other important cards or tickets are stored in one place, accessible via your mobile device. They want this mobile device to be implanted underneath your skin, subcutaneously. Okay? Alrighty, let me see if I can go back. Let's see, which way? Boom. Alright. Get this. These are all of the different areas in which they want to create those tent cities for the homeless. Okay, this is a map. This is a map of where they're going to put them all. You might want to take a screenshot. Okay? All right? And then you can zoom in later, get you a map of the United States government, and then just put dots of where they're going to be located. This is what you need to be doing, man, in order to study, to show thyself approved. So this way, when they take you from your job, or when they take you from your home, okay, and they put a scarf over your head, okay, and handcuffs, and throw you in the back of a truck and take you to a black site, you'll know exactly where they're taking you. Okay? It's crazy, but this is what these Edomites are up to doing, man. Okay? And the people that they want to have all these things is us, right? The King Alfred Plan. The King Alfred Plan was a fictional CIA-led scheme supporting an international effort to eliminate people of African descent. In the event of widespread and continuing coordinated racial disturbances in the United States, King Alfred, aka Rex 84, at the discretion of the president, is to be put into action immediately. Okay? Rex 84. Martial law declared in the event of a national crisis plan, and the plan did not define the term national crisis. Okay? Rex 84. Rex 84 is a short for Readiness Exercise 1984 program, scenario, and drill developed by the United States federal government to suspend the United States Constitution, declare martial law, place military commanders in charge of state and local governments, and detain large numbers of American citizens who are deemed to be national security threats. The people that they deem to be national security threats are homeless. The people that they deem to be national security threats are individuals of African descent. Okay? The people that they deem to be national security threats are so-called illegal immigrants. Okay? Do you see how they put a name tag on everybody? Okay? American citizens who are deemed to be national security threats in the event of the president declares a state of national emergency. State of national emergency. Donald Trump declared a state of national emergency within the United States January the 20th, 2025. America has been in a state of national emergency ever since. If you don't believe it, pull it up on a YouTube video. The first time this motherfucker got inaugurated, the first thing, executive order he signed was a state of national emergency, man. He was simply picking up where he left off in 2017, 2018. That's all he's doing. He's going to push the bio-entry exit tracking system. Okay? This is what he's doing. It's the only means for you to buy and sell. You're going to have digital ID. This digital ID they want to implant underneath your skin. Okay? The plan states and allows the military to direct ordered movements of civilian populations to state and regional levels to any place they need to be placed. Now, outside of Utah, in Salt Lake City, Utah, 7 miles outside of Salt Lake City, Utah, they've got a tent city of 14 specific buildings set up for homeless individuals across the United States. It's supposed to house 1,300 people. Okay? They've already got... Look, man, let me see if I can find the video. What the hell, man? It's amazing, man. Okay, what was I finna go get earlier? I forgot. Damn. I was finna go get some more receipts to prove what these goddamn Edomite Caucasians are up to. Okay, what's that? Boom. Bionic banking, credit card chips inserted into hands. There it is. There's one. This is what they want to do, man. They want to see, it's got your keys, your ID, and your digital wallet. Okay? This is what they want to do, man. This is it. This is the plan. This is the time that you are in. Okay? And it's all ran by these individuals. Okay? Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he then? Okay? These individuals are related directly to the serpent in the garden. These individuals are directly related by blood to Cain that murdered his brother Abel. These individuals came back in the reincarnation, Cain and Abel, as Jacob and Esau. Esau is Cain in the reincarnation. The mark that the Most High God put on Cain was made his skin white and leprous, white as snow. Okay? That was the mark that the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, put on Cain, so this way anyone that sees Cain would not go near him or touch him or bother with him. Okay? That was the plan. This is a plan by the Most High. It ain't got nothing to do with your personal opinions or your feelings and your belief system. Okay? About what you believe. Nobody give a shit about what you believe. Okay? It's about repentance, okay, and compliance to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, which most of you ain't going to do. You ain't going to keep the law. You don't give a damn about it. Okay? Hold on, let me see. Right? This is what Esau and Edom are scared of, right? Right? Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah 34 verse 5 and 6 and Isaiah chapter 63 verse 1. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? The only nation on the face of the earth that will not receive any mercy from the Most High. Right? Never. They ain't never going to get any mercy. Okay? Receive. Okay, no mercy. Oh, damn. Salakia. Salakia. There it is, James chapter 2, verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy that hath showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. See? For he shall have judgment without mercy. We just read Esau, Edom is the only nation on the face of the earth, the sister to the Israelites, that shall receive absolutely no mercy from God. None. And the Edomites, we have the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and other righteous men that are learning from them, have found out and are, like we do on those street corners every week, every day, okay, telling these people to their face who the Edomites are. Okay? And I just showed you a picture that the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. The Edomites are the wicked, like it says in Malachi. Okay? Just put it together. Chapter 1, verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Well, who hates Esau like that? I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. N.O.T. But I rejected his brother Esau, and devastated his hill country. I turned Esau's inheritance into a desert for jackals. Okay? Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord of hosts. Okay? Let's get it. The Lord of hosts. Right? Without those vowel points, see the vowel points underneath and above that looks like an I, those little dots there? If you remove those, okay, it will say Yahweh, to be, become, come to pass, exist, happen, to occur, to take place, to come about, come to pass, to arise, to come, to become, right? To be established, to be instituted, to exist, to be in existence, to abide or remain, to continue. Well, the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we all know that he sits outside the boundaries of time and space, and he is immortality itself. Okay? So he abides, he remains, he continues. Okay? With word of place or time. To stand, to be in, to be at, to be situated. Okay? All right? So he is a beacon of righteousness. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. By definition. Okay? His name is Yahweh. Not Jehovah. Jehovah is based on those little dots. Okay? Yahweh, the existing one. The proper name of the one true power. Okay? And his name is pronounced Yahweh. Okay? Yah. Okay? Okay? Let's see. What does 3050 say? It says a Yah again. See? But they ain't got nothing to do with them Yah Israelites. They're crazy. Right? The later Hebrews, for some centuries in the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, for some centuries before the time of Hamashiach, either misled by false interpretation or of certain laws. Whatever, I don't understand that one. That was crazy. I'll get some clarification on it later. I sure will. But, like I said before, this is the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein, and the foundations of water. The reason why it says Yehovah, okay, is because of the vowel points that were put there by Ezekiel ben Yehudi. Okay, he was a biblical Edomite scholar back in the early 1500s. Okay? They did this shit deliberately on purpose to the Assyrian script Hebrew, effectively changing the meaning of the words and by adding those vowel points into something that is completely outside of the realm of what they mean, what they were originally written to mean. Okay, it's the reason why it causes so much confusion in the world. You know, you have all of these different religions, the daughters of Babylon, okay, that went out into the world, deceiving millions of people on a global scale. Okay, right? They shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Okay, all right. What is this indignation? Let's get that. What does indignation mean? Indignation is a verb. To denounce, express indignation, to be indignant. Okay, be angrily indignant, to be abhorrent, to express indignation, to defy, abhor, be angry, to be abominable, to be enraged, right? To be angry at. Okay, to speak angrily. All right, to foam at the mouth. Yeah, indignation. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai says here, and the people against whom he hath indignation forever. Okay, the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will always hate these goddamn Edomite Caucasians, man. Ain't nothing they can do about it. Okay, they're always going to be hated. Okay, let's go to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin. Okay? And this is what they're doing. They're adding sin unto sin, unrepented of, which is iniquity. You know, they actually believe that the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is going to allow them to continue to worship these goddamn false gods and idols on these wicked holidays and continue to do evil and wickedness every day without repentance. If you put 5 American citizens together, 5 American citizens cannot say that they pray every day. You can't do it, man. They're telling a lie. Or else you would be able to tell by their spirit. You know? Spirit by our spirit. All right, hold on. Let me get that. Type that in back again. That we. Oh, Salakia. Damn, I can't remember. Wow, man. See, I keep mistyping it. Salakia. I'm really trying. Okay. Man, come on. Right. Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High God. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's what I was trying to do. I couldn't remember, okay, if it was in Hebrews or Romans. I couldn't remember. And it was driving me crazy. I had to go get it. But like I said before, the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has already picked and chosen the individuals that he wants to save. Okay? Now, going back to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 2. That walk down into Egypt, that have not axed at my mouth. Okay? And the mouthpiece of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, here in these last days are the prophets that have been standing on street corners that you walk past, scoff, and mock at all the time. Okay? To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. How are they going to strengthen themselves? By capitulating to the mark of the beast, RFID chip, in order to eat and buy and sell. They're going to be, oh, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. I don't know what to do. I'm going to just go and hope God forgives me. Okay? That's what they're going to do, man. And the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is working with the elect. Okay? I'm hoping to be one of those righteous men. Okay? That's all I can do is hope. Okay? That's where my hope lies. you know. But if they do take me off the earth before then, hey, I didn't take the mark of the beast. And like it says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, okay, then those, okay, let's just get it. Because I know I was going to tear it up. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, right? Right? For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord, which not prevent them which are asleep. So clearly individuals are going to be put to sleep. Like it says in Revelation chapter 2, verse 9, or verse 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, for behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. And like I said before, I was going to go and get a video on this this FEMA camp that they've created out 7 miles outside of Salt Lake City, Utah, as a training ground, okay, for digital identification. They're putting homeless individuals there, and if those individuals that don't comply, they're going to be unalived, right? For this we say unto you the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. You know, so if at the end of the day, that's where my hope is. The dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. So shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words, because even if they take us off the earth, we're still going to live forever, right? Even if they put us to death, okay, not one hair of our head will be touched or harmed, okay, because we're going to receive that new body, like it tells you in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 50. Okay, let's get it. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. So the we shall be changed with those, are those, like it says in 1 Thessalonians 4, we which are alive and remain. Okay? They shall be changed, and those dead in Hamashiach shall rise first, shall be raised incorruptible. You see what I mean? For this corruptible shall put on incorruption, and this mortal shall put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Okay? I think that's in Isaiah 45. Okay, it's the same. Oh, no. Yeah, I think. Hold on, let me see. I got it. Isaiah 45. Salakia. Right? Okay, I'll start here. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 15. Verily thou art a God that hidest thyself, O power of Israel, the Savior. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Okay? For thus saith the Lord that created the heavens, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai himself that formed the earth and made it. He hath established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am the Lord, and there is none else. You see? So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the one that created all these things. Okay? We try to tell you he created good and evil. It says the same thing in the same chapter. Okay? But the elect of the house of Israel are the only ones that are going to get out of here. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Right? So the Most High Yahweh, he already got picked and chosen the individuals that he wants to save. Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, that stay on horses and trust in chariots, trusting on Esau, Edom, and their technology, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, right? But they look not to the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. These people don't seek the Most High. They have no clue. That's the reason why the Most High is bringing about Jacob's trouble here in the Great Tribulation here in these last days upon his people, because his people have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So wherever the Israelites have been scattered to, those nations are going to receive judgment from the Most High as well. As a matter of fact, it's already happening. Okay. Yep. He is also, yet he also is wise and will bring evil, and will not call back his words. Right? Great tribulation, Jacob's trouble. You see what I'm saying? He's bringing this great evil. The Most High is doing this. Okay? But will arise against the house of evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Okay? Now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. Okay? So the Most High Yahweh already know what's going to happen, man. He's telling you, Revelation chapter 13, verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed or unalive. So, like I said before, outside of Salt Lake City, Utah, they've got this FEMA camp, okay, where they're going to start putting you. They've already got people down in Alligator Auschwitz, okay, in South Florida, but, they said a judge shut the place down, but this is Donald Trump, okay, a convicted felon. 34 counts. Do you honestly believe that he allowed it to be shut down? Give me a fucking break. And it's right next to an airstrip where he can take these individuals, these illegal immigrants, and put them on a cargo plane, fly them over the Atlantic Ocean, supposedly to go to El Salvador or whatever have you, okay? And then just push them out into the sea, over the ocean, at 600 to 850 miles an hour. So when they hit that water, they're going to come apart. Okay? 2 months, 3 months back, they started finding these illegal immigrants with handcuffs around their hands and their feet, washing up on the shores of different nations and different islands, man. Illegal immigrants, man, with their clothes on. So clearly, Donald Trump and Project 2025 and ICE have been pushing these people out in the fucking sea. Okay? They're just getting rid of the people in order to make America white again. Okay? But what about the so-called white citizens here that don't capitulate to Esau, Edom, and their program of Project 2025 and the Mark of the Beast? Are they going to put them in FEMA camps too? Okay? But like I said before, 2/3 of our people have to be cut off and die on this side because they refuse to repent. They don't want to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. And when their stomach starts growling, they're going to go down to Egypt for help. That's the reason why they're bitching on TikTok videos right now. Every single day, bitching, whining, and complaining. Okay, all the time. Every single day. About how they're not getting any help from the government. Okay, especially these women. That's on Section 8, and everything else. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? Boom. Okay? The mark of the beast, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You understand now? Okay, it's a digital, all based on a digital wallet. We went over the digital wallet before. Okay, so this is the plan, people. Okay, this is the mark of the beast, the M.O.T.B., the radio frequency RFID chip. You cannot, I repeat, repent after having received it. So if you put this underneath your skin in order to depend on Egypt, okay, you're going to be finished, man. Let's go over here to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, Cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. Okay, for he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and shall not be inhabited. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, whose hope the Lord is. right? For he shall be a tree planted by the waters, that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. Okay? Isaiah chapter 65, to back that up, verse 13. Right? Okay? Now, as far as the individuals that trust and that are cursed, that trusts on Egypt and the strength of Egypt of their arm, right? Therefore will I number you to the sword, ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called ye did not answer, when I spake ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. So a lot of people are going to choose this RFID chip. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay? NLT. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. My servants will eat, but you will starve. My servants will drink, but you will be thirsty. My servants will rejoice, but you will be sad and ashamed. Okay? My servants will sing for joy, but you will cry in sorrow and in despair. Your name will be a curse word among my people, for the sovereign Lord will destroy you and call his true servants by another name. Right? Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. Okay, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. What book? The book of life, the book of remembrance. Right? And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Okay? So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has already got this planned out. You're just simply following in the footsteps of a plan that's already been laid out for you. So if you're in this truth, more than likely you're going to fall those individuals that awake to everlasting life. If you're not in this truth and you're speaking against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, okay, you're going to be put down. Okay? Let's go get because a lot of people are saying that the law is done away with, right? Okay, but I'm not going to get into that. That's a different video. Let's let's go get Psalms chapter 21. Let's start at verse 7. For the king trusteth in the Lord, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Donald Trump doesn't trust in the Most High God. He trusts in his own vanity. Donald Trump is a narcissist of the highest order. Okay? It's all about bowing down, kissing his ass, and licking his boots. Nero, in the reincarnation, had the same ideology. He had the same mindset. Okay? And he destroyed and burned down Rome and blamed it on the Israelites that were preaching on street corners, speaking against their kingdom. Okay? Donald Trump tears down the goddamn White House in order to create a temple to the false god Baal Peor, aka Jeebus Crossed, and going to put him and deify himself. Okay? Nero wanted to recreate a part of Rome that was burnt down and make a giant arboretum and make statues of himself as a god. Donald Trump wants to do the exact same fucking thing and call it a ballroom. Yes, it's a ballroom, Baal room, Baal Peor, for worship of the false god Baal. Okay? And those individuals are going to come here and bow down and worship Baal. Right? He's going to force the American people, those individuals that capitulate to the program, to worship Baal. That's the plan. Okay, these people are wicked, man. And he's hoping to try to win back the voters, the maggots, maggots. Okay, these parasites, okay, these Edomite Caucasian parasites, the maggots, try to see what he can do, okay, about making them turn back to him, right? Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. And who sits upon the right hand of the Most High? Yahweh Shai. Right? Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. Okay? Right? Doesn't it say that the intercontinental ballistic thermonuclear missiles are going to pelt America? I think it's in Revelation chapter 6. Let's see. Revelation chapter 6. Right? All right. Verse. Let me see. Where is it at? Okay. Verse 7. Revelation chapter 6, verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Right? And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahweh, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, didst thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto them, every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. Okay? So we got to go through the straight gate. No doubt about it. Okay? Right? Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues, which stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our power, which sitteth upon the throne and unto the Lamb. And all the angels stood round about the throne and about the elders of the four beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshipped the Most High. It says the same thing in 2nd Ezra. Okay, hold on, where's it at? 2nd Ezra chapter 2. Come on, 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 42.
3 warning signs of high blood pressure.
Okay, let me find another Bible app, because this is ridiculous. Boom. Okay, now let's go to 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra. Where was I at? I was just there. 2nd Ezra, chapter 2. Salakia. Verse 41. The number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people which have been called from the beginning may be hallowed. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. We just read that in Revelation chapter 7, verse 9 and 10, right? And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. We read that in verse 10 and 11. Well, that the people would bow down and worship the Most High God and unto his Lamb. Remember? And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and received palms. These are the same individuals that were complaining about, when will the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, when will you revenge our blood upon them that dwelleth upon the face of the earth? And white robes were given unto each and every one of them, and palms were put into their hands. This is the same scenario from a different perspective, from the eyes of a different prophet. That was from John, okay, the Revelator, in Revelation chapter 7, verse 9 through 11 and 13. And then this is from Ezra. Okay? See? They all saw the same thing, the same vision. Right? So, okay. Then I said unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth him and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. So, the name of the Lord is very important. Okay? Like it says in Joel chapter 2, verse 32, right? And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. Okay? So you see how 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 51 through 55 go together along with Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. You see what I'm saying? These individuals that call upon the name of the Lord during Jacob's trouble, during the great tribulation, which is at our doorstep, we're in the midst of right now. We're just at the beginning stages of it, shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, right? Mount Zion is the memorial of Israel, the elect, okay? And in Jerusalem, a people before it's a place, shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and then the remnant whom the Lord shall call. Okay? So you're going to be calling upon the true name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein, and the foundations of water, and his son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Other than that, you can't go nowhere, man. You can't finna get out of here. Psalms chapter 94, okay, verse 20. Right? Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? These people are going to make it mandatory that you participate in a cashless society, that you go down to Egypt for help, where the Bible says in Isaiah chapter 30, woe unto them that come down to Egypt for help. That's horrible, man. You honestly want to do that? Why would you do that to your own soul? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous to condemn the innocent blood. They gang up against the righteous and condemn the innocent to death. Okay? This is what they're going to do to us, man. They're coming at the reason why they're setting up all these unrighteous decrees and grievous laws that they've prescribed. Okay, hold on. Let's get Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the rights from the poor of my people. And what that means, they want to take away your civil rights, man. Your rights as a human being, as a citizen. If they can succeed under the state of national emergency, the Insurrection Act of 1807, right? They can take away your rights. You don't have any rights. They've already taken away the Civil Rights Act. They've repealed the Civil Rights Act of 1964. They did that back in March. Okay? They just did it without you knowing it, without you knowing anything about it. Okay, so-called blacks and Latinos don't have any rights. That's the reason why ICE and Project 2012 are mistreating them and treating them the way they're doing it. Okay, you don't have any fucking rights. Really? Come on, man. Okay, America, Babylon the Great, under the Constitution, was set up for these Edomite devils to their benefit, to your detriment. Okay, it doesn't have a goddamn thing to do with that's not right in your emotionals. Okay, to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. The fatherless are the children. The widows, okay, are these women that are on Section 8 programs, SNAP benefits. Okay? They're taking away all these things, all these benefits, okay? Like it says in Psalms chapter 2. Right? Verse 2, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands in sunder and cast away their cords from us. Okay? He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Okay? And that's basically what the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, is doing, man. Okay? Psalms chapter 2, verse 8, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. That is our reward for standing stiffly for the name of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay? How would you, okay? You need to understand these things. They're basic, but a lot of people don't get it. They don't understand it. Revelation chapter 16, verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. That's a bad idea for you, man. Okay? Let's say it again in LT. So the first angel left the temple and poured out his bowl on the earth, and horrible and malignant sores broke out on everyone who had the mark of the beast and who worshipped his statue, meaning his beast system. Okay, damn, where's that at, man? That popped in my head. Boom, beast system. Okay, went straight to it. One world government, one world religion, artificial intelligence, digital currency, central bank digital currency, right? Social credit scores, personalized QR codes for identification, which eventually leads to the M.O.T.B., okay? And that's what the video is about. Will eventually lead to the mark of the beast, right? 15-minute cities, so this way it's easier for them to keep track of you and keep you within the city where they can put you on the power grid, and they have cameras and they're using Wi-Fi to see how many people are in your house. They're using Palantir, Gideon, and OpenAI to track your phone, to track your whereabouts from satellites that's been put in space by SpaceX, ran by Elon Musk. Okay, you're under constant surveillance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even while you're asleep on your bed. Okay? Food rationing. Under this Insurrection Act, this is a perfect time for them for people to practice getting rationed out food. Okay? Why do you think they're doing this, man? They're doing this shit deliberately and on purpose. Okay? Transhuman, it's a system, hold on, it's a system that leads to complete control of the masses. Okay? World Economic Forum says central bank digital currencies must be implanted under your skin if you want to participate in society. This is a plan. Okay? This is a plan. World Economic Forum says central bank digital currencies must be implanted under your skin if you want to participate in society. And with that FEMA camp, they have located 7 miles outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. They're going to implement this digital biometric ID system. The only way that you'll be able to get out of these FEMA camps is to take the radio frequency identification microchip, the microchip. If you don't take it, then you're going to be unalived, right? Okay, let's go back to Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Salakia.